Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again today with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, guys, we have our usual mediocre unboxing / review of our next project. But before I jump onto that, I wanna say a few stuff about First of all, my apologies, mainly because I was absent from every media, and I am talking about every media: Facebook, YouTube, etc., you name it. I was absent from there. That has happened mainly because life happens, and as you know, work and family kept me busy, and I am glad that my family kept me busy. Don't get me wrong, I am loving each and every minute of it. And I took a long break, a month or so, or more than a month. I don't know, time is fluid, and I am not the best guy to keep counting it. Anyway, I'm really sorry about it, guys. I am going to slowly return to my normal, rhythms. Spend some more time on the bench, spend some time on the bench, mainly because I haven't spent any time at all, and you know the drill. Anyway, in today's episode, we're gonna unbox a part of our project. This is going to be one of the kits that I am going to use for a body build. I am going to reveal the full plan for the body build on our part 1 of the build, and I decided to do this project one kit at a time. It includes many kits, so I'm gonna start with the protagonist. So you all know the drill. Grab yourselves a seat, grab the mandatory cold one, make yourselves comfortable, and let's start with our protagonist for this project. So I am going to cut straight to the chase, since this box is massive and I'm not gonna be able to do an intro, just to throw it in front of the screen. And here is what we are going to build. We are gonna build a big cat, guys. We're gonna do the Pz.Kpfw V. I think that it is 5. Really sorry, me and the letter numerals never get along with each other. Panther Ausf G. Early version, that's what the box says. Anyway, that's the closest version to the Panther that I wanna depict. So this kit is in 1/35 scale as expected, as it says over here, and it is from Academy. Now I chose Academy, I was in between Tamiya and Academy, and I chose Academy mainly because they had the same price, and mainly because Academy provides you with a small thread of photo etch part. So it was a nice a nice addition, so why not? I have built many kits from Academy in the past, and I am familiar with them and I trust them. So this kit, this particular kit, is a 2023 release with a new decals according to ScaleMates, and its initial release was back in 2018. So this is a relatively new kit, all this according to ScaleMates, which leads me to believe that we are going to have a good time with this one. I haven't opened the box yet. Okay, I have opened the box, but I just removed the pieces from the plastic baggies, nothing more. And we're gonna take a look of the kit together. Now, it is a top opener. The box is a top opener. I have removed the parts and I have them aside, and I'm gonna talk about them in a while. So let's take a look. We have a beautiful box art over here. We have no info, you know, like plastic model and etc, etc. This is usual with Academy, and let's see what we have on the sides. So over here at the sides, it is our info. Where is our info is located? Sorry, minor stroke over there. As you can see, this kit comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different camo schemes. We have options for 6 different Panthers, and and over here, give me a moment, sorry guys, as I've said, this box is massive and my bench is too small for projects like this, but anyway, bear with me. Over here we have the info about the kit. It says that World War II German medium tank with 7.5 cm main gun and sloped front armor. Okay, these things we know. Semi-connecting tracks included, which means link and length tracks, and photo edge parts included as well. That's what you can see on one side of the box. Now, on the other side of the box we have the same info about what's included on this kit, and we have the color callouts. The color callouts come in Humbrol, GSI Krios, Live Color, Testors, Revel, Vallejo, and AK Interactive. Let me see if I can give you a closer look. Hopefully you guys can pause the screen over there and take a closer look. It also states that it is a skill level 4 kit. That's something new for me, something new in Academy kits. I am not so I haven't used to see the skill level 3 in an Academy kit. This is something that you usually see on Revel, but anyway, and nothing more to note on the box. Over here, you know, at the sides, at these sides, this one and the other one, we have the box art. Now, upon opening the box, as I've said, here is what you are greeted with: a box full of plastic. Okay, we have a baggie with 4 identical sprues. These are all the tracks, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more sprues in this yellow color that are parts of the Panther. Sorry. Also, we have polycaps, you know, the usual polycaps that Tamiya and Academy provides you with, mainly because you can have some moving wheels. Tamiya has all the wheels moving, you know, idlers, sprockets, etc, etc. Academy usually have only the sprocket and the idler wheel in order to help you place your tracks. Apart from that, we also have this thread, let me grab it, this nylon thread, that it is supposed to be our wire, you know. I cannot remember then. I always forget the proper name for that. And apart from those stuff, let me place them aside for a moment. We have the decal sheet together with our photo edge sprue, a really basic photo edge sprue, one and very weirdly 2 sets of instructions. I have no clue why they are 2 sets. We're gonna find out as we go. And various stuff, you know, what to be careful, check with parts list, etc, etc. So nothing more is located to our box. Now let me pause the video for a second, and I am going to be back in order to take a closer look on our parts, you know, take a closer look on our sprues individually. Now I am back and we can take a closer look on our sprues. As I've said, I'm gonna start randomly with the tracks. I am gonna grab only one of 4 individual, one of 4 identical sprues. The sprues are labeled with part E, and as you can see, as I've said and as the box stated, they are link and length. Okay. The detail is quite pleasing and very crisp. There is a lot of detail in the tracks. On the inner side we need some minor cleanup over here, you know, where some injector pin marks are located. Let me grab a pointer so I can show you, so I can give you a more closer look. And let me zoom in a little bit. Wobbly mode, guys. Wobbly mode, I say. I don't know if you can see, there are some faint injection mold marks over here at the end of my tweezers, and here in the middle. Same thing goes for every, you know, every track, you know, either it is a lot of them together or individual links, so which means that we're gonna have a lot of cleanup in front of us. Also in these sprues there are located some hooks over here. I suppose that they are the spare track holder holding hooks, and some pins over here, which I have no clue what they are for, but anyway, we're gonna roll with them. We're gonna find out later. Either we're gonna find out as we read the instructions or as we build the whole thing. Nothing else for me to note apart from the excessive cleanup that we need to do. The detail is really crisp and clean, and it is there from its side. I don't remember if the guide horns should be hollow. I think that they shouldn't be hollow. Panther maniacs can provide me some info about it. I think that they are fine. I don't need to drill holes. Anyway, that's our one of 4 sprues for the tracks. Let me give you a closer look. A more complete look, I should say. And that's it for the tracks. Now, let's start from the huge sprues first. Let's zoom out and hopefully here we go, guys. We are greeted with the first sprue. Well, there are 2 sprues, you know, together. Sprue C over here and sprue F over here. Let me separate them so we can have a better look. And so they can fit in the screen. Let's start from sprue C. On the sprue C we have part of the bridge mechanism, which is always great, mainly because we can have our hatches open and we can have some faint detail, which means this is not gonna be a hollow part. There is some interior detail, an amount of interior detail that's gonna please us. We also have the gun manlet, which has some wonderful texture. I don't know if my camera can catch it. Let's see. Yep, it can. Wonderful texture over here, guys, and that's the only textured part. Turret ring, part of the gun manlet, okay. Bridge, NG43 or 34. The commander's cupola, parts of for the commander's cupola, the coaxial machine gun holder thingy, you know, base. Also some really nice texture over here, and the commander's hats also with some really nice texture as well. Now there is some faint weld marks all over the turret and where they are supposed to be. I think that they are enough, okay. Some of you guys may not be so pleased with the effects, and they can do their own weld marks, but I think that that's enough for me, and I think that this is going to catch the wash, the panel liner nicely, so I'm relatively happy. Once again, parts are nicely textured, and the detail is very crisp. The sprue is a little bit warped, but I suppose that this will cause no problem to me. I wanna believe. Also over here we have the gun barrel and the muzzle brake, pieces for the muzzle brake. I am really happy that the gun barrel is all in one piece and I won't have to glue it. I always suck at gluing gun barrels, or that's what I think at least. I just need to clean a small seam line over here that runs across the whole thing, and that's everything from sprue C. Now let me give you a closer look of every individual part. As I've said, bridge assembly and parts of the commander's cupola, detail parts over here. Take a good look at the texture on the coaxial machine gun and the commander's hats. That's some really nice texture over here, guys. Okay, don't know if it is in scale, but it is really nice. Not gonna lie, I really like it a lot. Some more texture over here. Okay, nothing specific here on the turret ring. This is a part that we are not gonna ever see again. And our gun manlet and the turret. Let me give you a closer look so you can see the weld marks. If my camera can focus on them, I hope that it can. And that's everything from sprue C. Come on, focus, yes. And let's move to the sprue that was glued together with sprue C, sprue F. Now we have another gun manlet over here. Excuse me, because I don't know which one is, specifically for the early version of the Panther. I am going to find out, but I really like that they give you another option over here. This one also has some wonderful texture. We have parts of the engine deck fan, another part of another, you know, coaxial machine gun base. That's how I'm going to call it. I think that this is an antenna. And we have more detailed pieces over here that I cannot recognize. Okay, this one is the headlight, and this one is a fire extinguisher, but the rest of it I cannot recognize. Detail is there as well over here, and detail is located in this sprue as well as every other that I have reviewed up until this point. And let me give you a closer look. Focus, darling. Yep, that's our F sprue. Come on. Yep, very nice. I am really happy. I think that we are in for a treat once again. I know that I say the same thing each time. I don't know. I love modeling so much that I always have a nice time, even if the kit is not so great. Let's move on to the next one, and this is a big one. Ooh. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. As you can see, we don't have a bath style lower hull over here. We have to assemble it. This is sprue A, and over here is the majority of the lower hull parts. As you can see, we have the sides, we have the bottom, we have the rear, we have the sprocket hubs. That's how I'm gonna call them. We have parts of the jack. Parts of the jack are over here, and this is you know, the additional armor panels. I think Germans call them Schrutzen, something like that. Excuse my pronunciation, guys. My German are poor, my English are poor as well, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's see. This is a little bit warped as well. Anyway, we're gonna work with it. It is what it is. We have some nice detail over here at the bottom of the lower hull, and we won't be able to see that again, but anyway, I am happy that it is located over here. Who knows, some of you guys may wanna depict a vehicle that it is upside down from an explosion or something, I don't know. Anyway, in any case, here it is, the detail is there. You can use the Academy kit for that project as well. There is some nice detail over here as well on the sides. My minor complaint, I believe that this and this one should be in a separate part, so the detail would be more enhanced. They are quite detailed, don't get me wrong, but it could be even better. That's what I believe. We have the toolboxes over here, the rear armor panel, very nice detail as well. Okay, these ones are not hexagonal, but they kinda reminisce screws, and I am happy. Okay, this is a kinda cheap kit, kinda cheap when you compare it to Dragon and rifled models, etc., etc. For its price range, my opinion is that it is quite on the good side. Okay, for any of you guys that are looking to add those panels, my opinion is that we have to separate them. It adds a little bit more, a bit more depth, and you can also make them thinner if you want. There is a slope over here on the inner side that gives you the illusion that the part is thinner, but you can thin them as well, you know, sand them down to make them thin enough to your liking. And that's everything about this sprue that I can note. So this is sprue A. Let me give you an even better look of it, a closer look of it. Here is the side panel of the lower hole. I'm not gonna show you the exact opposite one, mainly because it's the same. This is the bottom of the lower hole. Okay, here goes the other side. The additional armored panels, parts for the jack, sprocket hubs, rear armored panel, and rear toolboxes. I think that those are toolboxes, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, my knowledge of Panthers lacks knowledge. That's how I'm gonna call it. So this was sprue A. Up next we have sprue B. Okay, let's flip this and let's talk about the biggest part first, which is none other than the upper hole. So right off the bat I can spot some faint weld seam lines that run across the whole thing. As I've said, they are located there. I don't know if the detail is enough for you guys. If not, you can always spice the thing up with your own homemade weld marks. I don't think that I'm gonna do that this time. Who knows? I don't know, I may change my mind later, but up to this point I don't think that I am gonna mess with it at all. I may mess a little bit with the texture. I'm gonna see what parts need texture and what not, and which parts don't. So far nothing is textured over here. They are all slick. Detail is really nice. Okay, I think that Academy could make a little bit better job over here at this vision block, the surrounding of this vision block. But it should be molded as a separate piece. I'm not gonna start the rant about that. I've told that earlier. And let's see what else we have. We have the front side skirts. That's how I'm gonna call them. Okay, these one are the actual side skirts. You know, the things that they go at the side. We have some hatches over here. Gun cleaning rods holder, jack block. Okay, Pioneer tools are located over here. The engine deck hatch. And some other, you know, detailed parts like the tools holder, pry bar over here. This one is, you know, the crank that they use to start the engine, etc., etc. The gun travel lock mechanism over here. The coaxial machine gun base is over here. Yep, pretty good. Okay, nothing for me to note. Clean pieces, minimal cleanup. You know, oh my god, a minor stroke over there, except from the sprue gates. Nothing more needs to be cleaned. So far, this is what I can locate up to this point. Let's give a close look. Huge props to Academy for including, the fans. These are visible from the photo edge grills, so they should be there. Not every company adds those stuff. This is our upper hall. Let me see if I can really get in there and give you an even closer look. And let's start with the small detailed pieces, no deck lights and side skirts, etc., hatches, you name it, it has it. Nice and crisp detail, as I've said. I know I repeat myself a lot, but it is what it is. As I've said to the beginning of this video, you are in for a mediocre review. Review or unboxing, naming it as you want. Now this was the B sprue, and let's continue. Let's see this, because I think that we have the rest 4 of the sprues are identicals. Yeah, they are the moving gear, etc. So all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, are labeled with the letter D. So I'm gonna show you only one of those. So over here, what do we have? We have the sprocket wheel, the road wheels, and the idler wheel in pieces over here, if I am not mistaken. Probably I am not, but don't take my word for granted up until the very end, up until the start of the assembly. Okay, here is the proper side to talk about them. Very nice detail. Let me see if I can locate some hex bolts. Nope, they are all round, apart of those over here. Those are actual hex bolts, hex nuts, and whatever you wanna call them. Hexes are located over here as well. Some very nice detail that's gonna remain hidden, but it is there. I give them props for that. Very nice texture over here at the fan shroud, if I can call it shroud. And over here we have parts of the exhaust of the vehicle. I think that it comes with 2 exhaust options. One of them is this one and the other one is this one. And it comes with 2 exhaust shrouds as well, options for exhaust shrouds as well. One is the square one and the other one is the rounder one. No, 3. The rounder one, and this one is in between, round and square as well. I don't know if you can catch my drift. Okay, we have engine bay parts over here, engine deck parts, to be honest, multiple holders, hooks, etc., detail parts in general. Okay, I am relatively happy. I do like how the parts are looking. I believe that this was a nice investment. Anyway, I'm gonna be sure as I start building the thing. Yep, nothing else for me to note over here as well. Let's give you a closer look and let's continue onwards. So here is a closer look. Come on, focus. Yes. Road wheels. This one must be a spare or something. I don't know why it is like shaped like so, but we're gonna see. I don't think that this should provide you with a spare, but this one is a special one. I don't know why it is like that. We're gonna see. We have a weird panel over here. I think that this one would be, you know, part that gonna helps us align the lower hole, but don't take my word for granted. As I've said, this is just a speculation. Here we have the sprocket, the wheel hubs, you know, parts of the suspension system, to be honest. More road wheels over there, and here we continue with the detailed parts. Here are all the options for the exhaust system. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 for the exhaust shroud, if I can call that, and the other one for the exhaust itself. This part now, the fan shroud, and these two exhaust shrouds have very nice texture, the same texture as the gun mantlet and the commander's cupola. This one also has texture as well, which is the hub for the idler wheel, so keep that in mind. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. Damn. And that was sprue D. And that's all for the plastic, for the styrene sprues located on our box. Oh, I forgot to tell you that this exhaust is slide molded, as you can see from over here, which is a nice technology to create a part. Now, what's left on the box? Apparently our nylon thread. Nothing for me to note over here. I have no knowledge about threads. My grandmother used to have, but she's long gone right now. Probably she's gonna be pissed that this thing is nylon, but anyway, sorry, not anything. And we also have the decals and the photo etch parts. Let me remove them from their baggie for just a moment, because I'm gonna return them there. Let's start from the photo etch pieces. Nice and shiny, pretty thin. Very nice detail. We have some hex detail over here. We have the engine deck grills. These things that I have no clue what they are, and these things which I also have no clue what they are. Let me give you a closer look. Maybe some of you guys have knowledge. Don't tell me that it is. Oh damn, it's reflecting the light, but anyway. Here is the whole photo etch thread. This is the extra piece that convinced me to buy the Academy kit over the Tamiya one. And let's take a look on our decals. Now decals are made from, they are printed in Korea, okay. They look a bit on the thin side, okay, they look thinner than the Tamiya usual ones. And as you can see, we have plenty of options, but not even one option for me. Mainly because I am looking to build a specific vehicle, but I am gonna fix that. I believe. I have hopes that I am gonna fix that. Anyway, they look really thin. They should do the job nicely. I am going to talk a lot more about them after I finish the build as usual. Lot of options, okay, as I've said, and here is, let me give you a closer look. Let me see if I can give you a closer look, because things are shiny in my bench. Okay, I hope that this will do. Let's return them to their baggie. Oh, come on. Now, last but not least, comes the instructions leaflet. Now over here it has two instruction manuals. Let me see if I can understand what each manual is. Okay. Okay, I think that I got it now. This one is for the color callouts and some other stuff. Okay. Oh, here it gives you, yeah, the color callouts. Oh, god damn, I ridiculed myself in front of the camera. Anyway. Now this is not a booklet, and I hate when the instructions are not a booklet, mainly because it's a piece of paper folded in a weird way, if you ask me. It's a piece of paper folded like a newspaper, and I never read a newspaper in my life, and I suck when I open these kinds of stuff. So over here in the first page we have the box art and a very nice sprue map, you know, as I've said, 4 identical sprues of D, A sprue, C sprue, B sprue, F sprue, and 4 identical sprues labeled E. We have a thread, polycaps, and the photo etched thread. Okay, upon opening the instructions, as I said, the very first step, okay, before the first step, guys, we have to drill some holes. Be careful, because they are for specific versions, for specific, you know, vehicles that you wanna depict. So you have to be sure what vehicle you are aiming for in order to start drilling, to dedicate, you know, to drill holes on your vehicles, on your, you know, rear armor plate, commander's cupola, and turret. So I don't know which specific vehicle I am making. I know which specific vehicle I am making, but I don't know which specific version it is, so I will learn as I go which holes I have to drill. So let's scratch that part for the time being, and let's start with part number 1. Okay, as I have suspected, this panel that it is located onto the road wheel sprues is the guide for us to assemble the lower hull tab. Yeah, I am clever after all, sometimes, not always. Okay, so in the first part we have the lower hull assembly, the bathtub assembly. Part number 2, we start attaching, suspension pieces, the notorious suspension of the Panther. Step number, give me a moment, 3, we have attachment of the road wheels and the idler over here. Step number 4, more road wheels is coming because Panther, Tiger and the big cats are more wheels than the rest of the assembly. If you have been making, if you have finished the suspension system and the road wheels, you have finished 75% of the build. Okay, part number 5 is attachment of the tracks. Here you have a side view, which is always very useful, so you can see the shape that you need to follow. As you can see, step number 5. Step number 6 now. We are starting with the detailed parts of the rear armored plates, parts for the exhaust system. Depends which version of the vehicle you chose in order to continue, in order to attach the proper pieces. So we have multiple options over here. This is like a riddle, if you ask me. There's a lot of versions in my eyes, and there is all crammed in one part of the instructions. This is gonna be hectic, and you need to be focused in order to not to do a mistake. So over here, step number 6 is the assembly of the rear armor plate, and then you attach the whole thing in the end at the lower hull. Step number 7, you start building the upper hull. Spare tracks, side skirts, pioneer tools, etc., etc. Step number 8 is engine deck time and the other side of the upper hull. Step number, goddamn, those instructions are really busy. Step number 9 is more parts of the engine deck. This is a headache, guys. This is an optional part. I think that I am going to need I will need to use it. Sorry, those instructions mess with my mind. Now, though, if you are a beginner, this thing is hectic to read. Step number 10, more parts of the upper hull. The machine gun over here. We have the towing ropes, and what else? The gun locking mechanism, the travel locking mechanism of the gun, etc., etc. Step number 11 is attachment of the upper hull to the lower hull. Step number 12 is the front, skirts and the Schrutzen, the side armor panels. And step number 13 and 14 are the assembly of the turret. Oh, that's why it has two manuals, mainly because this one is unfinished. Over here it says proceed to the manual number 2. Okay, so this was the first manual. Manual number 2, weirdly, is colored. I'm not gonna complain about it, but anyway. Now over here we immediately start with the gun itself, more parts of the turret depending on the version. God damn, this thing is messing with my mind. Ooh, it is very complicated, to my eyes at least. Step number 16, more parts for the turret. Oh, and here is one of the photo etched pieces. Okay, it is used for the machine gun located on the commander's cupola. Okay. And step number, where is? Okay. Weirdly enough, it doesn't have step number 17. Okay, yeah, 16 is the final step. Okay. And we immediately start with the painting and decal schemes. So we have one option for Ardennes, Belgium, December 1944. First Panzer Regiment 24, 116 Panzer Division. Okay, interesting. Then we have Belgium, September 1944, First Panzer SS Panzer Regiment. Ooh, okay, very interesting. Then we move on to Arnsvald, Poland, February 1945, 10th SS Panzer Division. Okay, lots of SS stuff. Then we have Luxembourg Lake 1944, 1st SS Panzer Division. France, August 1944, 1st Panzer Regiment Panzer Regiment 24, 116 Panzer Division. And we have a winter camo scheme, which is very interesting. And if I wouldn't build a specific vehicle, I would aim for that thing, mainly because it looks cool. And you know me, guys, the rule of cool always wins. It is unknown unit, January 1945. And last but not least, we have Polish Home Army in Warsaw, August 1944, which is one of the boring stuff for me. And over here we have a Zimmerit coating application advices. Okay. Late in World War II, Zimmerit cement coating was applied to the vertical surfaces of the hull and turret to prevent magnetic mines from allied, units. Material required cement putty for plastic. Okay. So we have lots of options, but we are not gonna follow a single one of them, mainly because my plan is totally different from the color callouts that this kit has, but the kit will do the job nicely, if you ask me. Now, so guys, this is going to be on our banks for a good long time. This is going to be our protagonist vehicle for our next project. Kit looks wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, instructions look a little bit hectic and on the busy side, and this comes from a guy that has built dragon kits. And believe me, usually Academy instructions are not so cramped, but anyway, there is a lot of variance for the Panther. That's why I believe that the instructions are so cramped. Anyway, I'm gonna do some more research, so I need to know exactly what I am building. I have a clue, I have a faint idea, but I don't know exactly which variant of the Panther I will need to build, which variant of the early Panther I will need to build. I think that we're gonna have a good time with this kit. I think that this is a very solid choice for the amount of money that it costs. It looks like a solid choice up to this point. I'm gonna have a more complete verdict when I will finish the whole thing. Anyway, for the guys that are interested and they are curious to know my full opinion, you are free to follow the series of this build. Now, with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this review / unboxing / episode. On our next episode, we will start the assembly of this puppy, and of course I am going to reveal the whole plans for my project. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Damon, signing out.